It was a dark and quiet night in Sector 7, a restricted zone far away from the city. The wind was cold. The sky was full of stars. Sergeant Cole, a brave and quiet human soldier, was on patrol. He had been sent alone to check for strange signals coming from this area. He walked slowly, holding his scanner in one hand and a laser rifle in the other. For years he had protected the borders of Earth's last defense colony. He had seen many things, but tonight felt different. Suddenly, a blue light shot across the sky. It was fast, bright, and silent. Cole stopped. He looked up. The object fell like a burning star and crashed somewhere close. The ground shook a little. Dust rose in the air. Cole ran toward the sound. After a few minutes, he reached a deep crater. Smoke was rising. In the middle, there was a small alien ship, half buried in the dirt. Its metal surface was cracked and glowing. Strange symbols were written on its side, not in any human language. Cole raised his weapon carefully. "Anyone there?" he shouted. There was no reply. He stepped closer slowly. The ship's door was open, barely hanging on. Inside he saw wires, fire, and a body. A small figure was lying there. It was a girl, not human. She had pale blue skin, silver hair, and glowing eyes that were half closed. Her clothes were torn. Her hands were bleeding, but she was alive. Cole looked around. Signs of other life. He stepped inside and picked her up carefully. She was cold, very light, and breathing slowly. Suddenly, her eyes opened. She looked at him with fear and said one word: "Run." Then she fainted. Cole didn't wait. He carried her out and rushed back to his old bunker, a hidden place he had used during past missions. He knew if the army found her, they would shoot first and ask questions later. The bunker was quiet and safe. He placed her on a medical bed, cleaned her wounds, and covered her with a blanket. For hours she didn't move. Cole sat beside her, confused. He had been trained to fight aliens, not save them. Why did I bring her here? He asked himself. But deep down he knew. She looked scared, and too young to be a soldier. In the morning, she finally woke up. Her eyes opened slowly. She sat up and looked around. When she saw Cole, she backed away, breathing fast. "It's okay," Cole said, raising his hands. "I won't hurt you." She didn't speak. Cole brought her some water. She looked at the cup, confused at first, then drank it slowly. "What's your name?" he asked gently. She didn't answer. He pointed at himself. "Cole," he said, then pointed at her. She stayed silent for a moment, then whispered, "Zara." Cole smiled. "Okay." She looked around the bunker. Her eyes stopped at the window. She pointed at the sky, then drew a shape in the dust on the floor. It looked like a planet. Then she crossed it out with her hand. Cole understood. "You're home? It's gone?" Zara nodded slowly. A tear rolled down her cheek. Cole felt something inside him. Guilt? Sadness. Then suddenly, the scanner beeped. Someone was near. Cole checked the screen. 2 drones were flying over Sector 7. The military was scanning the area, probably looking for the crash. He turned to Zara. "We have to stay hidden. They're looking for you." Zara's eyes widened. She grabbed a small crystal from her pocket. It glowed when she held it tight. Then she pointed at the wall. With her finger, she began drawing again. This time, a map of stars. Cole watched silently. She pointed to one star. Then she circled Earth and drew flames around it. "What is this?" Cole asked, shocked. Zara looked at him. Her voice was soft but clear. "Danger, big war, more coming." Then she looked down. Her body was weak again. She lay back on the bed. Cole stared at the star map. He didn't understand all of it. But one thing was clear. This girl knew something. Something big. And if she was telling the truth, Earth was in trouble. Outside, the drones moved closer. Inside, Cole turned off all lights and locked the doors. He had a choice to make. Turn her in or protect her. And something told him this was only the beginning. Asterisk. The sound of rain echoed on the metal roof of the bunker. Inside, Zara was sitting silently on the floor, her back against the wall. She had not spoken much since she woke up. Her silver hair was still messy. Her eyes, glowing faint blue, stared at nothing. She looked lost, like someone who had seen too much. Across from her, Sergeant Cole stood by the small window, watching. The sky, drones had passed 3 times since morning. The military was definitely searching. He sighed and turned to Zara. They're getting closer. She didn't respond. Her eyes didn't move. Cole knelt in front of her. Listen, I need to know who you are. What are you doing here? Why did you crash? Still, no answer. Then slowly she reached into the pocket of her torn uniform and took out a small metallic cube. She placed it on the ground between them. It lit up, floating in the air, and began to project images. Cole leaned in. A hologram formed. It showed a city, tall silver towers, strange green skies. Aliens walked peacefully. Families, children, then. The image shook violently. Explosions, fire, chaos. Next came ships, Earth military ships, attacking from the skies. Laser blasts tore through buildings. Screams echoed from the cube. Cole froze. No, this can't be right. The final image showed Zara, younger, running with her parents. Her mother pushed her into a pod. The door closed. Then darkness. The cube powered off. Zara finally spoke, her voice shaking. You killed them, all of them. Cole's heart dropped. He stood up slowly, walking back. He had fought in the war, but he was told it was defense. They said the aliens attacked first. They said they were dangerous, but this cube showed something else. That can't be all true, he said. There must be more. Zara looked at him, her eyes full of anger and pain. You think I lie? Cole didn't answer. He was confused, angry, ashamed. Then his communicator buzzed. He jumped and picked it up. A coded message flashed. Unknown bioform detected. Sector 7, all units, shoot on sight. Cole turned it off quickly. Zara saw his face. She knew. They will come, she said softly. They don't want truth. Cole walked to the wall and punched it. Damn it, he shouted. He didn't know what to do. If he helped her, he was a traitor. If he handed her over, he was no better than a murderer. She was just a child. But was she? He looked at the cube again. What are you? He asked quietly. A soldier? A spy? Zara stood slowly. Her weak body still shook. She walked to the metal table in the center and placed her hand on it. The metal under her fingers glowed. Symbols appeared, not written, but felt. Somehow Cole's brain could understand them. She wasn't just a child. She was something more. I'm not weapon, she said. I'm memory. I carry truth. Then, without warning, a sharp sound filled the bunker. Alert. Cole grabbed his rifle. They found us. Zara didn't run. She walked up to Cole and touched his arm. If I die, your truth dies too. Cole looked down at her. She didn't blink. He made a decision. He opened a secret panel in the floor and led her down a narrow passage. Go, stay low. I'll delay them. Zara stopped. Why help me now? Cole stared into her strange, glowing eyes. Because I think we were wrong, he said. And maybe I was part of it. She didn't smile. But her eyes softened. As she disappeared into the tunnel. Cole turned back to face the door. Heavy footsteps echoed. Outside, lights flashed through the cracks. He gripped his weapon and took a deep breath. Behind him, in the dark, the alien girl who was once left to die was now carrying the weight of a war. And above them, the real enemy was getting closer. The wind howled through the broken vents of the tunnel. The smell of old metal and dust filled the air. Darkness surrounded them. Zara walked slowly, her small fingers brushing against the cold tunnel walls. Her steps were soft, but her heart was loud, beating like a war drum. Behind her, she could still hear Sergeant Cole's voice echo in her mind. "I'll delay them." He stayed behind. For her, no one had ever done that before, not even her own. People far above, on the surface. Explosions rattled the old bunker. Cole fired in short bursts, hitting the walls to create smoke and confusion. He knew he couldn't hold them forever, but he didn't have to. Just long enough, just enough time for Zara to escape. Then came silence. Zara finally reached the end of the tunnel. It opened into an old power station, long abandoned after the last energy war. Rusted machines stood like ghosts. Empty screens flickered weakly. She climbed up and looked around. The room was still. Safe, for now. She sat in the corner and touched the small crystal pendant around her neck. It was the only thing left from her mother. As she held it, the crystal began to glow softly. Suddenly, her eyes lit up, not with light, but with memory. The room around her faded. She was standing in a bright garden, full of purple trees. Alien birds flew in circles. Children laughed. And there she was, young Zara, sitting in her mother's lap. Her mother whispered, "You have the gift. It is hidden in your eyes. If they ever take you, remember who you are." Zara blinked. The memory faded. Back in the present. She opened her eyes. Something had changed. She stood up and walked to the broken control panel. She didn't know the machines, but her hands moved with strange confidence. Her fingers glided across the surface, and slowly, the system came back to life. Screens lit up. Maps appeared. Zara's eyes locked on one flashing signal. Subject 12, still alive. Her breath caught in her throat. She tapped the signal. A blurred image appeared, a small alien pod. Just like hers. Hidden. Buried. Another one survived. Meanwhile, Cole stumbled through the smoke. His shoulder was bleeding. The soldiers had stopped chasing him. Maybe they thought he was alone. He found an old bike hidden under brush and rode toward the outer edge of Sector 7. He knew where she would go. To the place where secrets sleep. 2 hours later, Cole arrived at the power station. The moment he stepped inside, Zara pointed a tool at him. He froze. "It's me," he said. "Easy." Zara didn't lower the tool. "Did they follow you?" she asked coldly. Cole shook his head. "No, I lost them, for now." She stared into his eyes. Something inside her was reading him, deeper than skin, deeper than words. Then slowly she lowered the tool. "I found something," she said. Her voice was different now, more confident. Cole walked closer. "What is it?" She showed him the screen. Cole frowned. "Another escape pod?" Zara nodded. "Another like me." His eyes widened. "Then we're not alone?" "No," she said. "But they will find us soon. We need to move." Cole turned to her. "Zara, back at the bunker. That cube, the memory. I saw what happened to your people." Zara stayed. "Quiet. I want to believe it," he said. "But it means everything I was taught is a lie." She looked at him again, not with anger this time, but sadness. And then she said, very softly, "Look into my eyes, Cole. I'll show you." Hesitated, then knelt. Zara placed both hands on his face, and then his mind opened. Flashes of a burning world. Humans dropping bombs from orbit. Children running. Soldiers laughing. Then the sound of screaming, her screaming, as her father was pulled away. And then silence. Cole gasped and fell back, shaking. His eyes were full of tears. I saw it," he whispered. "You lived it." Zara nodded. "Now you carry it too." He looked at her, his hands trembling. "What are you?" Zara looked up at the stars through the broken ceiling. "I am memory. I am witness. I am not weapon. but I will not be hunted again. Cole stood beside her. You won't be, he sighed, not alone. Outside, a drone silently hovered in the shadows. It had seen everything, and it was already sending the footage back to base. Asterisk. The stars above Sector 7 were quiet, but below, the hunt had begun. They left before sunrise. Zara and Sergeant Cole walked through the wastelands, moving fast, staying low. The sky was red with dust. Giant machines from old wars lay broken across the land, like skeletons from a forgotten world. Zara didn't speak much. Her eyes stayed on the device in her hand, a tracker connected to the signal of subject 12. The other survivor. Cole walked beside her, checking the horizon every few minutes. He still had blood on his shirt and dirt on his boots. But his mind was sharp. They were running out of time. At the same moment, far above them, a black military aircraft hovered in silence. Inside sat Commander Rain, head of Earth Special Control Unit. He watched the drone footage on a hologram, Zara showing Cole her memories. The images were raw, emotional. Dangerous. Rain narrowed his eyes. She's broadcasting, he said coldly. We can't allow that. A soldier beside him nodded. Orders? Rain turned to him. Capture if possible, kill if not. Back. On the ground, Cole and Zara entered the edge of a ruined city. Buildings were broken. Glass crunched under their feet. Old screens flickered with ads from a world that no longer existed. The tracker beeped louder now. We're close, Zara sighed softly. Cole looked around. What kind of ship crashes and survives in this dump? Zara didn't answer. Instead, she walked into a half-broken train station. Plants had grown over the floors. The signal was strongest here. Then she stopped. There, she whispered, hidden. Under rubble and thick vines was a small silver pod, similar to hers. Cole rushed forward and cleared the way. The pod was cracked, but intact. Zara touched a glowing symbol. The door hissed open. Inside lay a small figure, still breathing but barely, a boy, pale skin. Same glowing eyes, younger than Zara. She gasped. His name is Leo. I know him. From my colony. Cole looked at her. Can we wake him? She shook her head. Too weak. He needs energy. We have to move him. They lifted the boy gently and carried him outside. But just as they stepped into the open, a flash of light hit the ground in front of them. A warning shot. Zara screamed. Cole turned fast. Gun raised. From the shadows came a man in black armor, his face hidden behind a glowing mask. He spoke in a deep, cold voice. Give me the girl, now. Cole stepped in front of Zara. Not happening, he growled. Another soldier appeared. Then another. 3 in total. Zara held Leo tightly, her hands glowing faintly now, the energy building up. The first soldier stepped closer. She is dangerous. You don't understand what she really is. Cole raised his gun higher. You don't understand who you're talking to. Suddenly, a sound like thunder echoed. Boom. A power line exploded nearby. Smoke filled the area. Cole fired once. The bullet hit the mask of one soldier. It cracked. Zara reached out, and in a moment of instinct, her hand glowed bright. A wave of pure energy pulsed outward. The soldiers flew backward like leaves in the wind. Minutes later, all was still. Zara was shaking. I didn't mean to, she whispered. It just happened. Cole looked at the soldiers. They were alive, barely. He turned to Zara. You protected us, he said. That's not danger, that's strength. Zara didn't speak, but her eyes said everything. They picked up Leo and moved deeper into the city, finding an old safe house Cole once used in another war. Inside, Zara placed her hand on Leo's forehead. The crystal around her neck glowed softly. Energy flowed into him. His breathing became stable. Cole sat down watching both of them. Zara, he said, those men, they called you dangerous. Zara looked at him with calm, tired eyes. "Don't want to fight," she said. "But if they chase me, I will not run forever." Cole nodded slowly. "Then I'll stop running too." That night they rested. But far away, inside the Special Control Command, Commander Rain stared at the latest report. 2 aliens alive, human traitor aiding them. Rain gave a thin smile. "They think they're free." He pressed a button on his desk. "Send the Reaper unit." The sky above Earth's ruins was quiet. Too quiet, but deep under the surface. In a place long forgotten by most, secrets waited to be found. Zara walked slowly down a spiral stairwell. Old lights flickered around her. The walls were made of thick black steel, rusted by time, covered in dust. Sergeant Cole followed behind her, holding a flashlight in one hand and his weapon in the other. Behind them, Leo, still weak, still silent, walked slowly, guided by Zara's hand. They had found a symbol carved into a wall in the ruined city, a symbol from Zara's memory. It led them to this place, a place not on any map, a place humans had tried to erase. At the bottom of the stairs was a heavy metal door, sealed tight. Zara stepped forward. She placed her glowing hand on the surface. The door recognized her. It unlocked with a loud, deep hiss and opened. What they saw inside made Cole stop in his tracks. Rows and rows of screens, strange machines, tanks, wires, and in the center of the room, a giant wall full of images, Zara's people, names, numbers, test results, record of experiments. Cole walked slowly toward one of the monitors. It was still running. He tapped a button. A video started playing. Recording start. Date: Earth year 2248. Project: Silent Sun. Subject: alien species, female child. Test 014. Memory extraction failed. Subject shows resistance. Possible psychic barrier present. Subject may be carrying encoded racial memory. Order from High Command: increase sedative, do not allow survival. Cole stared in horror. The subject in the video was Zara. He turned to look at her. She stood quietly watching the screen. Her face calm, but her eyes were glowing brighter than ever. "That's why they hunted you," Cole whispered. "You weren't just a survivor, you were a secret." Zara nodded. "I was taken when I was 5. They told my people they wanted peace, but it was a trap. They took children first. Said they needed to learn from us. We believed them." Cole looked back at the screen. More files appeared. One word kept showing up again and again. Assimilation. "They wanted to steal your power," he said. Zara turned away from the screen. "No, they wanted to erase us and become us." Leo let out a small sound and pointed to a glass case in the corner. Inside was a metal briefcase, sealed with biometric locks. Cole opened it carefully. Inside were classified documents with the seal of Earth's Global Defense Council. He read the first page out loud. "Initiate protocol. Human dominance. Rewrite historical records. Remove alien presence from all archives. Any contact must be denied or destroyed." His voice cracked. This is genocide." Suddenly, the lights flickered. Zara's eyes narrowed. "They're here," she said. Cole grabbed his weapon. "We have to go." But just as they turned toward the door, a hologram flickered on. A man appeared, tall, with sharp eyes and a calm, cold voice. "Commander Rain. Going somewhere?" he asked. Cole aimed at the screen. "You knew all of it, didn't you? You lied to us, to everyone." Rain smiled. "Truth is what we say it is, soldier. You should have stayed loyal." Zara stepped forward. "You're afraid of truth. That's why you bury it." Rain's eyes locked on hers. "No," he said. "We're afraid of what happens if people believe you." Then the hologram vanished. A loud boom shook the room. They were bombing the building. To bury the truth once and for all. Cole grabbed the briefcase. "We can't let this stay hidden." Zara nodded. She lifted Leo in her arms. Her crystal glowed again. The walls began to crack. Smoke filled the room. They ran through the lower tunnels, searching for a way out. As the fire chased them, Cole pressed a hidden button near the exit. A hidden escape lift opened. They jumped in. The lift shot up just as the lab exploded beneath them. When the doors opened, they were outside again. Cold night air. Stars above. Fire below. Zara looked back once. They'll keep coming. Cole stared at the briefcase in his hand. Then we show this to the galaxy. Zara looked at him. Her voice was quiet, but firm. Not just show. She turned to the stars. We make them. Remember. Far away, in orbit, Commander Rain watched the explosion from his ship. A soldier came up beside him. Sir, we believe they escaped. Rain nodded once. Then prepare the signal. The soldier frowned. The signal? Rain's eyes were cold. Call in the cleaners. No one leaves Earth. Asterisk, the night was colder than before. The stars above were clear, sharp like eyes watching from far away. Zara, Leo, and Sergeant Cole moved through a quiet forest near the northern ridge. The trees here were tall and dark. The wind carried no sound. They were close to their goal, a hidden spaceport. Buried beneath the old mountains, one of the last ways off Earth, Zara walked ahead, holding Leo's hand. Cole followed behind, his eyes scanning the trees. In his backpack was the briefcase, Earth's darkest truth. If they could reach the stars, they could show the galaxy what Earth had done. But someone else was already waiting for them. As they crossed a narrow bridge of metal and stone, a voice echoed from the shadows. Still breaking the rules, Cole? Cole stopped cold. He knew that voice. From the trees stepped a tall man in dark military armor, helmet under one arm, a familiar smile on his face. Captain Rigg. Old friend, old squad mate. And the man who once saved Cole's life. Zara's eyes narrowed. Leo hid behind her. Cole stepped forward, confused. Rigg? What the hell are you doing here? Rigg shrugged. Looking for you, and her. He nodded toward Zara. Cole's grip tightened on his weapon. Don't. Rigg raised both hands. I'm not here to fight. Just to talk. Zara didn't trust him. She whispered. He has a second weapon under his left jacket. Cole glanced. She was right. They followed Rigg to an old satellite station nearby. Inside, warm lights glowed, and food was laid out. Too clean. Too ready? A trap? Maybe. Still they sat. Rigg spoke first. I saw the reports. I know what's in the case. I believe you. Cole stared at him. Then help us. Rigg paused. I want to, but you have to be smart. This, he tapped the briefcase. This could start another war. Billions could die. Zara looked at him. Billions are already gone. Rigg didn't answer. He looked at Cole. You were always the hero, but this isn't saving the world. This is burning it. Cole leaned in. No, this is telling the truth. Rigg lowered his voice. Truth doesn't matter if everyone's dead. I can get you off planet. But you leave the case. Let Command handle it, quietly. Cole stood. Command is the reason this started. Rigg's smile faded. His eyes turned cold. You really won't hand it over? Cole looked at Zara, then back at Rigg. No. Rigg sighed. He pressed a button. On his belt, doors slammed shut. Soldiers stepped out from hidden walls. Guns raised. Zara grabbed Leo and moved behind a pillar. Cole shouted, You lied to me. Rigg looked almost sorry. No, brother. I saved you. I'm still saving you. Don't make me shoot. Cole raised his weapon. You'll have to. Suddenly, a blast of blue light burst from Zara's hand. She didn't aim to kill, just to shield. The room filled with energy. Lights shattered. Sparks flew. Cole fired twice and rushed forward. Pushing through the chaos. Zara grabbed the case. Leo beside her. Rigg shouted over the noise. You don't know what she really is, Cole. But Cole didn't stop. They ran out into the trees. Into the cold. Minutes passed. They didn't speak. Just breathe. Finally, they reached a small cave by the cliff. Safe for now. Zara looked at Cole. Your friend would have killed us. Cole nodded slowly. He wasn't always like that. Leo spoke for the first time. His voice quiet. He believed what the big ones told him. Zara placed a hand on the boy's head. Then she turned to Cole. They'll keep chasing. Even the ones you loved. Cole sat, holding his head. He said something. That I don't know what you really are. Zara looked at the stars, her voice soft. I am not weapon, not soldier, not savior. She looked at Cole, her eyes glowing faintly. Now I am the voice of those who can't speak anymore. That is all. Back at the station, Riggs stood alone. The other soldiers were gone, disabled. Not dead. He held a cracked communicator. Commander Rain, he said. Rain's voice came through, sharp as glass. Report. Riggs stared into the night. They got away. A pause. And the case? Riggs' jaw tightened. They still have it. Another pause. Then Rain's cold voice. You failed. Riggs didn't reply. But deep down, something in him was beginning to crack in the cave. As the sun began to rise, Zara closed her eyes. She whispered a single word. Tomorrow. Cole turned to her. What happens tomorrow? Zara opened her eyes. Her voice was steady, heavy. Tomorrow. The world wakes up. Asterisk, the sky above Earth cracked with thunder. Warships hovered in silence. Soldiers moved through the forest like shadows. And deep inside the mountain, in the last working spaceport of the old world, a secret broadcast had just begun. Zara stood in the center of a glowing circle. Screens flickered around her, linked to the galaxy's broken communication lines. Beside her, Sergeant Cole locked the final door. Leo watched from the side, wrapped in a blanket, eyes wide. Time was almost gone, but the truth still had a chance. Cole looked at Zara. You sure this will reach them? Zara nodded. Long enough to plant a question, and one question. Can grow into a storm. She stepped forward, placed her crystal into the console. The machine powered up, old, shaky but alive. Zara looked into the camera and she began to speak. I am not a threat. I am not your enemy. My name is Zara, daughter of a lost world. Earth called us dangerous, but we only wanted peace. They broke that peace. They erased our voices. I carry what they tried to burn, memory. And now, I share it with you. As her voice echoed across the stars, images played behind her. Cities burning, children crying, experiments, soldiers laughing. Cole watched silently. He had seen war, but this was something else. This was truth with no flag. Then, alarm screamed. They found us. Cole turned to the screen. Enemy units. Approaching fast. He picked up his rifle. Looked at Zara. It's working. But we won't hold them long. Zara turned toward Leo. Take him to the launch pod. Cole hesitated. And you? I stay. No, I didn't come this far to let you. Zara walked closer and placed her hand on his chest. Cole, she said gently, I was meant to die in that crash. You changed that. You gave me a voice. That is enough. He looked at her. Eyes full of pain. Eyes full of pride. Then he nodded. He lifted Leo, handed Zara the briefcase. If we don't make it, let them remember us as we truly were. Zara smiled. Just a little, then turned back to the console. The camera was still running. Outside, enemy soldiers swarmed the cliffs. Black armor. Silent steps. At their center stood Commander Rayn. Expression calm. Orders ready. Inside the base, Cole reached the launch tunnel, placed Leo in the pod. Set the coordinates. The stars were waiting. He gave the boy a soft nod. Fly straight. Leo looked at him. Will she be okay? Cole swallowed hard. She already is. The pod launched, a streak of silver into the sky. Back in the control room, Zara stood tall. She pressed a final button. Her crystal broke, sending waves of memory through the system, not just data, but feeling. Sorrow, fire, music from a planet that no longer existed, that it went everywhere. Ships, satellites, colonies, even into human dreams. And then, they broke through the last door. Commander Rain stepped in. His gun raised. Zara turned. Her voice soft, clear. Even you were once a child. Rain hesitated for the first time. Then he fired. When Cole returned, it was too late. The room was burning. Zara's body lay still beside the console, but the screens were glowing. The message had been sent. The truth was free. Cole knelt beside her. Held her hand one last time and whispered, "You weren't human, but you made me one." 1 week later. In a far-off colony, a child turned on a screen. A voice played. A glowing girl spoke. And for the first time in many years, someone questioned the story they had been told. The alien girl was left to die, but a human soldier took her in, and she changed the stars forever.